evam sata.
Arjuna said, out of the devotees who worship your form possessed with all the qualities while being constantly united with you, and the devotees who worship the indestructible unmanifest form, who are the knowers of yoga. Lord Krishna said, the devotees with their minds fixed on me, who worship me constantly with Nepali, English. Arjuna said, out of the devotees who worship your form possessed with all the qualities while being constantly united with you, and the devotees who worship the indestructible unmanifest form, who are the knowers of yoga. Lord Krishna said, the devotees with their minds fixed on me, who worship me constantly with full devotion, I consider them as the best of yogis. However, the ones who have controlled their senses and worship that unchangeable, constant, indescribable, formless, unmanifest, omnipresent, immovable Brahma, those devotees devoted to the welfare of all beings, with an even mind towards all, attain me only. Those devotees who have their minds attached to the unmanifest have to face many difficulties, because progress on the path to attain the unmanifest is difficult for the embodied being. But those devotees who have surrendered all of their karmas to me, who are completely devoted to me and worship me while constantly meditating upon me, O Partha, I quickly relieve those single-minded devotees from this ocean of birth and death. Establish your mind and intellect in me alone. Thereafter you will abide in me. There is no doubt in that. O Dhananjaya, if you are unable to establish your mind in me, then seek to attain me by practicing yoga. If you are unable to even practice yoga, then you devote yourself to my work, because you will attain perfection even by doing my work. If you are unable to do this also, then having controlled your mind and senses and taking shelter in yoga to attain me, you sacrifice the fruits of all actions. Knowledge is superior to practice. Meditation is superior to knowledge. Sacrificing the fruits of actions is even superior to meditation. For one attains the supreme peace after sacrificing. The one who is not jealous of all beings, is compassionate and a friend to all, is free from affection and ego, is forgiving and remains stable in joy and sorrow, who has controlled his mind, senses, and body, is determined and ever content. That devotee, with his mind and intellect, surrender to me, is dear to me. The one who neither gets annoyed or causes annoyance to any being in this world, and is free from pleasures, jealousy, fear, and annoyance. That devotee is dear to me. The one who is free from expectations, pure from inside and outside, skilled and unattached, and free of sorrows, that devotee, having sacrificed all the fruits of action, is dear to me. The one who is neither delighted or hateful, nor does he grieve or desire, that devotee, having surrendered all good and evil karmas, is dear to me. The one who treats a friend and an enemy equally, who remains steady in honor and dishonor, hot and cold, joy and sorrow, and is free from attachment. The one who treats praise and criticism equally, who is contemplative and contented with little, who is unattached to his abode, that man of a steady mind, full of devotion, is dear to me. Those devotees with full devotion and faith in me, who lead their lives while following this path of righteous wisdom talked about earlier, they are very dear to me. Arjun said, O Keshav, I wish to understand what are Prakriti and Purush, and what are Kshetra and Kshetrajana. I also wish to know what is true knowledge, and what is the goal of this knowledge. Lord Krishna said, O Kaunteya, this body is known as the Kshetra, and the one who knows it is called as Kshetrajna by the wise. O Bharata, you know me as the Kshetrajna of all Kshetras. The knowledge of Kshetra and Kshetrajna is wisdom in reality. This is my opinion. Listen from me in brief about Kshetra, its gunas and forms, its modifications and the reason of its origin, and also about Kshetrajna and its potential. The sages have talked in detail about this essence of Kshetra and Kshetrajna in verses of the Vedas. It has also been undoubtedly claimed with rationale in the text of Brahma Sutras. Brahma Sutras, classical texts consisting of one-liners about the essence of the Vedas. The five elements: ego, intellect, unmanifest, primordial matter, five senses, one mind, and five sensory objects: desire, hatred, joy, sorrow, this body, consciousness, and equanimity are kshetras and its forms in brief. Humility, absence of showing off, non-violence, forgiveness, simplicity, serving of the master, purity, steadiness and controlled mind, unattachment to the sensory objects, absence of ego and seeking flaws in birth, death, old age and diseases, free of attachment, not being much attached to son, wife, home, etc., and mind remaining constantly steady in favorable and unfavorable conditions, having unwavering devotion through yoga, having a nature of not interested in social gatherings, constantly practicing the knowledge of spirituality and completely understanding the absolute knowledge. All this is knowledge, but anything other than this is ignorance. Now I shall tell you clearly about that Gye, knowing which one attains immortality. It is the eternal Supreme Brahma. It has neither existence nor non-existence. It is present everywhere, and its hands, feet, eyes, head, mouths, and ears are present everywhere in this world. It is unattached to all the senses, even after being the main source of sensory objects. It is in reality free of attachment and the sustainer of all. It is free of the gunas as well as its experiencer. It is inside and outside all beings, and also constitutes the moving and the unmoving. It is far away and yet so near. It is so subtle that it cannot be even known. It being one form itself, it is yet present in all beings separately. It is the creator, the maintainer, and the destroyer of all beings. It is said to be the light of lights, and beyond the darkness of ignorance. It is knowledge itself, yea, and worth attaining through wisdom. It is present in the heart of all beings. Thus, I have described Kshetra, Kshetrajna, and Gya in brief. Knowing this, my devotee attains my state of being. Prakriti and Purusha, know both of them to be eternal. You also know that all mortifications, sorrow and hatred, and the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas originate from Prakriti only. Prakriti is said to be the cause of origin of Karya and Karana. Purusha is said to be the root cause of witnessing joy and sorrow. Karya, the five elements and the five sensory objects together are known as Karya. Karana, the intellect, ego, mind, the five senses, speech, hands, feet, genitals, and anus together are known as Karan. The Purusha, situated in Prakriti, experiences the gunas originating from Prakriti. Purusha is born in good and evil wombs because of these gunas only. The soul residing in this body is a form of the Supreme Self only. It is unattached to all the karmas happening through this body, mind, and intellect. It is called as the witness, the approver, the sustainer, the experiencer, and the Supreme Lord. Thus, the one who knows Purusha and Prakriti with its gunas in reality, he is not born again, even while performing all karmas in every way. Some people experience that Supreme Self in their heart through meditation. Some experience it through Sankhya Yoga, and some experience it in themselves through Karma Yoga. Some others who themselves don't know worship by hearing from others. Even such people, while being deep in sadhana, overcome death undoubtedly. Sadhana, spiritual practices. O Bharatarshava, know that all the moving and stationary beings are born out of the union of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. The one who sees the indestructible and equally present Supreme Self in all perishable beings, he sees the truth in reality. The one who sees the Lord present everywhere equally, he doesn't destroy himself and attains the supreme goal. The one who sees all karmas as being done by the Prakriti and doesn't see the soul as the doer, he only sees correctly. When one sees different modes of beings as established in and expanding from that one self, then he attains the Brahma. O Kaunteya, because of being eternal and free of the gunas, this indestructible Supreme Self, even while dwelling in the body, neither performs any karma nor gets influenced by the fruits. Just as the all-pervasive ether does not get affected by anything because it is subtle, similarly, the soul present everywhere in the body does not get affected by anything. O Bharata, just as only one sun illuminates the whole world, Similarly, the soul illuminates the entire Kshetra, body. Thus, the ones who know the difference between Kshetra, body, and Kshetrajna, soul, and also know Prakriti along with Karya Karan, they attain the supreme Brahma. Lord Krishna said, I shall tell you that supreme knowledge, which is the best of all knowledges, and listening to which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection after being freed from this world. The ones who have taken abode of this knowledge and have attained my form, they are neither born at the time of creation, nor disturbed at the time of dissolution. O Bharata, my primordial nature, also known as Brahma, is the womb of all creatures, where I place the seed of life. All beings are born from that only. O Kaunteya, all the embodied beings emerge from the womb of Mother Nature, and I am only the seed-giving Father. O Mahabaho, originating from the nature Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, these three gunas bind the indestructible soul to this body. O Anagha, out of these three gunas, Sattva, being the pure one, is luminous and free from sorrow. It binds a person through attachment to happiness and knowledge. O Kaunteya, know that Rajas, with the nature of passion, gives rise to desires and attachment. It binds the embodied soul through attachment to actions. O Bharata, know that Tamas has originated from ignorance. It deludes all embodied beings and binds them through miscomprehension, laziness, and sleep. O Bharata, Sattva binds one to happiness, Rajas binds to action, but Tamas hides wisdom and gets him indulged in miscomprehension. O Bharata, overpowering Rajas and Tamas increases Sattva. Overpowering Sattva and Tamas increases Rajas, and overpowering Sattva and Rajas increases Tamas. When the light of knowledge, discretion, shines through the gateways in the form of senses of the body, then one should know that the quality of sattva is predominant. O Bharatarshabha, when the quality of rajas is predominant, then greed, desire, restlessness, undertaking of actions, and unrest are born. O Kurunandana, when the quality of tamas predominates, then darkness, indiscretion, inaction, laziness, miscomprehension, and delusion arise. If a person dies when the quality of sattva is predominant in him, then he attains the heavenly world. The ones who die when the quality of rajas is predominant are reborn as human beings attached to actions, and the ones who die when the quality of tamas is predominant are reborn in the species of those without intelligence, such as insects and beasts, etc. The fruit of righteous karma is said to be sattvic. The fruit of rajasic karma is said to be sorrow, and that of tamasic karma is said to be ignorance. Sattvic, that which possesses the quality of sattva. Rajasic, that which possesses the quality of rajas. Tamasic, that which possesses the quality of tamas. Knowledge arises from sattva. Greed originates from rajas and miscomprehension, but delusion and ignorance arise from tamas. The ones established in the quality of sattva rise upwards. Those established in the quality of rajas remain in the middle, meaning they are reborn as humans, and those established in tamas go downwards and are reborn as insects, animals, etc. When the seer sees nothing else other than the three gunas as the doer, and knows me as beyond these three gunas, then he attains my being. When this embodied being goes beyond the three gunas that are the reason of origin of this body, are freed from birth, death, old age, and sorrow, then they attain me and become immortal. Arjuna said, O Prabhu, what are the characteristics of the one who has transcended the gunas? How does he behave, and how does he go beyond the three gunas? Lord Krishna said, O Pandava, the one who neither hates the presence of light, actions, and delusions that are effects of sattva, rajas, and tamas, nor longs for them in their absence, the unconcerned one who is not disturbed by the gunas, knowing that it is the gunas that operate within the gunas, remains established in his own self and doesn't waver. The one who remains the same in joy and sorrow considers a clod of earth, a stone and gold as equals, such a wise person who remains the same in pleasant and unpleasant, and criticism and appreciation, the one who remains same in honor and dishonor, who treats friends and enemies equally, and has given up selfish activities. Such a person is said to have gone beyond the gunas. The one who worships me with full devotion and has gone beyond the three gunas, he is eligible to attain my state of Brahma. For I am the abode of Brahma, the indestructible, the immortal, the eternal, Dharma, and the absolute bliss. Arjuna said, O Mahabaho, O Rishikesha, O Keshini Sudana, I want to know the truth about sannyasa and tyaga severally. Keshini Sudana, another name of Lord Krishna, meaning the slayer of the demon Keshi. Tyaga, relinquishment or sacrifice. Lord Krishna said, the sages consider sannyasa as renunciation of actions done with a desire for its reward, and the wise consider tyaga as sacrificing the fruits of all actions. Some wise men say that all actions should be sacrificed because they are flawed, while some others say that actions like yajna, charity, and austerity must not be sacrificed. O Bharata first you listen to my final truth about tyaga, because, O Purushvyaghra, there are three types of tyaga. Bharata another name of Arjuna, meaning the best among the descendants of King Bharata. Purushvyaghra, another name of Arjuna, meaning the one like a tiger among men. The acts of yajna, charity, and austerity should not be given up. One should definitely do them, because these three acts of yajna, charity, and austerity are the ones that purify the wise. O Partha, performing the acts of yajna, charity, and austerity, along with other actions without getting attached to their fruits, is one's duty. This is certainly my final opinion. It is not advisable to give up one's obligatory duties. Abandoning them out of delusion is considered tamasic. The one who abandons his karma out of fear of physical pain and considering it as sorrow, he doesn't attain the fruits of his sacrifice even after performing Rajasic Tyaga. O Arjuna, performing actions while thinking that performing the obligatory actions is one's duty without getting attached to the action and its fruits. This is what is considered as Sattvic Tyaga. The one who neither hates wrong deeds nor gets attached to righteous deeds, that person, full of sattva, is doubt-free, wise, and tyagi. Tyagi, the one who sacrifices. Since it is not possible for an embodied being to give up all activities completely, thus it is said that the one who abandons the fruits of his actions, he is a tyagi in reality. The ones who don't give up the fruits of their actions accrue these three types of fruits after death: desirable, undesirable, or mixed, which are never accrued by the ones who have given up the fruits of their actions. O Mahabaho, learn from me in detail about the 5 reasons as described in Sankhya for the accomplishment of all actions. The seat of action, body, the doer, various senses, different kinds of endeavors, and the Supreme Self are the 5 different causes of all actions, whether right or wrong. Whatever actions are performed by the body, speech, and mind, they are all because of these 5 reasons. The one with an impure mind, who thinks that his self is the doer, such an ignorant person with perverted intelligence doesn't know the reality. The one who is not egoistic and whose intelligence is not affected by good or bad, even after killing all beings, he doesn't kill them in reality and is not bound by any sin. Knowledge, Gye, and the knower are the 3 influences of action, and Karan, karma, and the doer are the 3 bases of action. As described in the Sankhya philosophy, there are 3 kinds of knowledge, karma and the doer, according to the gunas. Listen to the truth about them also from me. The knowledge through which one indestructible Supreme Soul can be seen in all beings, know that knowledge to be sattvic. The knowledge in which one sees various entities of different kinds in all beings as different from one another, know that knowledge to be rajasic. The knowledge in which one gets attached to one kind of work as if it is the whole, which is without any reason, and which is untrue and insignificant, that knowledge is called tamasic. The actions that are done according to the Vedic rituals without any feeling of doership, attachment, or aversion by those who seek no return. That action is called sattvic. But the actions done with great efforts by the ones who seek something in return, or by those filled with arrogance, such actions are called rajasic. The actions undertaken in delusion with considering its consequences, loss, injury, and one's own ability, such actions are called tamasic. The doer, who is free from attachment and ego, full of patience and enthusiasm, and unaffected by success or failure, he is known as sattvic. The doer, who is full of attachment, desirous of the fruits of action, greedy, violent, impure, and easily affected by joy and sorrow, he is known as rajasic. The doer, who is unaware of his duties, rude, egoistic, dishonest, inclined to rob others of their livelihood, lazy, sorrowful, and procrastinating, he is known as tamasic. O Dhananjaya, now listen to me as I describe in detail the three types of intellect and determination according to the gunas. O Partha, the intellect that knows about action and renunciation, right and wrong action, fear and fearlessness, and bondage and liberation, that intellect is sattvic. O Partha, the intellect through which a person doesn't know dharma and adharma, and right action and wrong action, that intellect is called rajasic. O Partha, the intellect that is surrounded by tamas considers adharma as dharma and sees all things in a perverted manner. That intellect is known as tamasic. O Partha, the unwavering perseverance developed through which a man regulates the functions of the mind, prana, and the senses with the help of yoga, that perseverance is called sattvic. O Arjuna, the perseverance through which a person attached to the fruits regulates dharma, worldly possessions and desires, O Partha, that perseverance is called rajasic. O Partha, the perseverance through which a foolish person doesn't sacrifice sleep, fear, grief, despondency, and excessive ego, that perseverance is called tamasic. O Pardarshabha, now you listen from me about the three types of happiness. The happiness through which a person finds enjoyment in singing praises meditation and service, and through which his sorrows come to an end. The happiness which is like poison in the beginning, but becomes like an elixir of life in the end. That happiness originating from a spiritual state of mind is called sattvic. The happiness that is obtained coincidentally along with the sensory objects, it first appears like the elixir of life, but becomes like poison in the end. Such happiness is called rajasic. The happiness that deludes one's self in the beginning and at the end, that happiness originating from sleep, laziness, and miscomprehension is called tamasic. There is nothing on this earth, in the heaven, among the devas, or anywhere else that is free of these three gunas of Prakriti. O Parantapa, the karmas of the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras have been distinguished according to the gunas born out of their own nature. Kshatriyas, the warrior class; Vaishyas, the merchant class; Shudras, the labor class. Controlling the mind and the senses, austerity, being pure from inside and outside, forgiving others for their wrong deeds, keeping the body, mind, and speech upright, having knowledge about the Vedas and Shastras, practicing the Vedic rituals, and having faith in God. All these are the natural duties of Brahmanas. Heroism, splendor, patience, cleverness, not running away from the battle, doing charity, and the quality of leadership, all these are the natural duties of Kshatriyas. Farming, taking care of cattle, and doing business, all these are the natural duties of Vaishyas, and to serve others is the natural duty of Shudras. The people who are engaged in their own natural duties attain the supreme goal. Listen from me that how does the one engaged in his own duties attains perfection. The Supreme Soul from whom all the beings are born, and that which pervades this entire universe, people attain perfection by worshipping that Supreme Soul through their natural duties. It is better to perform one's own dharma, even though performed imperfectly, rather than performing another's dharma, even though perfectly. Because a person performing the duties ordained by one's own nature as their own dharma doesn't incur any sin. O Kaunteya, one should not abandon one's own duties, even if it is full of defects, because all the duties are enveloped by defects, just like the fire is enveloped by smoke. A person with his intellect free from attachment everywhere, whose body is under his control and has no desires, that person gets free from actions and attains the to supreme perfection through Sannyasa Yoga. O Kaunteya, listen from me about that supreme state of knowledge through which Brahma is attained by the one who has reached perfection. Endowed with a pure intellect, having self-control through courage, sacrificing the sensory objects and abandoning love and hatred, dwelling in silence, eating lightly, having controlled his body, mind, and speech, ever engaged in yoga of meditation, and taking refuge in dispassion, abandoning the tendencies of ego, power, arrogance, desire, anger, and possession, and free from the notion of mine with a calm mind. Such a person attains Brahma. Having established himself in that Brahma, that person with a blissful state of mind neither desires nor does he grieve. He rather remains same to all beings and attains my supreme devotion. Through that supreme devotion, one understands in reality about who and what I am, and having understood this, he immediately merges in me. The one who takes refuge in me while being engaged in all kinds of action, he attains that eternal, indestructible, supreme abode through my grace. Having surrendered all your actions to me through your mind, taking refuge in Buddhi Yoga, and having me as the highest goal, always fix your mind on me. Buddhi Yoga, Yoga of wisdom. Having fixed your mind on me, you will overcome all obstacles through my grace. And if you don't listen to me because of your ego, then you shall be destroyed. If you are thinking that I will not fight because of your ego, then it is absolutely false, as your nature will